All right. Yeah. Um, let's do an analysis for today, for tomorrow. Today is Friday. Let's analyze for tomorrow being Saturday. Although I'm not going to post this, by the time I will be done working on this video, editing and all, it's going to be like till tomorrow. Yeah. The editing is not much. It's just like voice, uh, noise cancellation, and all that. Yeah. Background noise, fan. Well, all those things. Okay, let's get into the business of the day. So you already know this is Josh FX Pro. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and you can turn on the bell notification so I can always, whenever I post, you can always be the first to see it, right? So you're welcome. So what I do here is I get to analyze different synthetic pairs and we see where we at the moment. So I'm looking at jump 25 at the moment. I'm looking at jump 25. This pair is something I'm looking at. So let's see from a daily time frame. From a daily time frame, it's been bearish. It's bearish, and there's this little zone here where we have a breakthrough. So market broke through this zone with this previous day candle. It broke through the zone, and this current day candle is forming around that zone. So I'm looking at it being like this is Friday. So if we're entering this thing, we're looking at Saturday, right? Yeah, this is Saturday. So I'm looking at markets doing like a bounce on any area here and drop. So already the concept is bearish already, right? So from daily from 4 hours time frame now. From daily is bearish. From 4 hours time frame, we see this area of push. So normally market pushed over this place for a while, then pushed over here. After it crossed this high, change of character, we're thinking it was going to buy until it crossed below this point to change another character here. So at this point, between this area and this area, market was indefinitely selling. It's indicating that it's going to sell, right? So between this point and this point. So we've marked that our range. This is the range between here and here. Now let's go down to 1 hour. So the range was between here and here. So market came and tapped on this area and shifted down. But I want to see what 1 hour is doing. I want to show us what 1 hour is doing. Now, see 1 hour. This was the range, right? That we picked on 4 hours. And on 1 hour now, market had come all the way to this place, breaking off all these highs, but it didn't take out this high of this range. So, and it still went down. So a confirmation just shows me that this market just took out this low here, changing the character from a bearish move to a from a bullish move to a bearish move, right? So I'm waiting to see something like this happen, something coming back to this area here, then shift and push down, possibly push down to this point, to this place. So if I enter this trade, here would actually be my TP, my take profit area. So here would actually be my take profit area if I if I should see this trade and enter in time. So here would actually be my take profit area. So let's break it down to 15 minutes. I want to see what 15 minutes is up to. So already our bias is bearish. We already know. So this is forming like a head and shoulders pattern, right? We have a full shoulder, a full head, then a full shoulder. So I'm hoping this is going to interact with either, let me zoom it in so you see what I'm looking at. So I'm hoping this is going to interact with either this fair value gap I got here from the lower time frame. I think that fair value gap is on the lower time frame. So, but then if you look closely, you see something like this. There's a there's a full order block here, which is on this part. This is a 15 minutes order block. This is the other block here. Yeah, this particular candle is the other block. So the other block kind of covers both the FVG we saw on 5 minutes, that is on 5 minutes, and the other block on 5 minutes, right? Because the other block was based on this particular candle, right, on 5 minutes. So that's aside, I'm looking at this market coming back either to this other block, tap it in and move in, or the fair value gap, tap it and move out too. So, and if you notice again, at this fair value gap area, there is hold on, let me pick this and see what I'm showing you. At this fair value gap area, wait. At this fair value gap area, if you notice, there is a little order block there that broke, that caused the break of this place. You know, an order block is only viable when there is a break of a structure, right? When there's a break of a structure. So that's when an order block is viable. So right now I'm waiting for this price. Price, you see how price had a pin bar down, then started skyrocketing upwards. So I'm waiting for it to tap in here or here. I might even, before we finish this video, I might even take this trade. So I don't know, because this is, the trade is actually supposed to be activated on 5 minutes, right? So I might even take this trade once I see a break of structure downwards, like a candlestick reversal pattern or a break of structure downwards. So I'll take the trade, okay? But let's see how it goes. Let's check 5 minutes. That's jump 25 index. Let's check 5 minutes. So at this point, I feel 5 minutes have started making some liquidity areas. You know, normally what price does is price will come here, create a liquidity, create another, probably another liquidity, just be creating them. Then before you know, it will break off all those, before you know, to break off all these liquidity areas, tapping on the zone and shift, you get, and shift downwards to where it's supposed to go. But I don't know yet. My place of entry is either here or here. So I hope you guys will follow. I hope you're going to follow this. But then let's see how it goes. Now, this is the point I'm waiting for this market here, either here or here. I think I will set an alarm for when price will get to either this point or this point. So, well, as we're doing this, I might be inter switching from pairs to this one, pairs to this one, because I just want to see where the market is at the moment. Okay. So, well, let's go and check other pairs. There are other pairs that I have in mind as well. There are other pairs that I have in mind as well. So, all right. This one, I have this one on 4 hours. Ooh, it's coming there. Okay, I have this one on 4 hours. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Bias mind, in the bias view, my own bias rather. So this market has been on a very long downtrend. See, a downtrend. It has been pushing, pushing, pushing until it pushed to this area of the market, right? This is like, I don't know why this other side is not loading, but this is like the low of the market at the moment, right? So market is plummeting upward. So the two things involved here is either it breaks through this point. Let me show you. It's either it breaks through this point, make a retest and head for here. Then I would be waiting for it around this area here to take it as a buy. But then if you look at it on the 4 hours too, okay, already daily is a bearish trend. 4 hours too is a bearish trend. See the last low here, the last high, come back and break off this high. You get this low here, rather, broke off this low here. So I'm looking at this pair for a sell. Okay, you would ask why I put all these things here. Okay, first of all, there's another block here on this 4 hours, which is this particular candle. That's why you see this bigger order block, right? Now, this smaller order block is probably, I'll check it now, but it's probably, I think it's probably going to be an order block from a smaller time frame, maybe 1 hour or thereabout. So, but yeah, so there's a fair value gap here between this point of this order block, this point, and this point. Market is currently in the fair value gap. Sorry, I have a bit of cough. So market is currently in the fair value gap area. Let me put it down there. Yep. I like to change the color of the fair value gap so that I know what is a fair value gap. So market is currently in the fair value gap area. If you look at it, market is currently in that fair value gap area of 4 hours. So, but 4 hours is too much of a long time to see if I can. But then 4 hours is bullish. Just let's know that 4 hours is bullish, right? If you look at the 4 hours bullish trend, market had to go all the way here, clear all this liquidity here, and tested uh, this area here. This area, tested this area. Sorry, it's pink. I think that's my fair value stuff. Tested this area here, although it took out this other block. If anybody was going to be taking this other block, it took out the other block. Yeah, it took out the other block and continued upwards back. So, but we are not focusing on the bullish trend for now. We're just focusing on the bearish trend. So this fair value gap is not what we're looking at. So let's see. Let me go back. I want to push it well. Yeah, I'll take it in. Yep. Okay. Let's go back on the 1 hour. Done. So just hold up. Head on left, you like I left you. Do down. Then- Okay. So yeah. So this, if you notice what I did here, this is an other block here. So this bigger green space is the other block from 4 hours. Why this smaller green space? Uh, yeah, yeah, this smaller green space. I don't know if you can see that, but let me fade it out. Okay, yeah, I just faded it out. So let me fade this one in so it's more, yeah. So the smaller green space is the other block that pushed this market all the way to clear this low. You see, this low was taken out by that other block to also take out this low. So, but then market has taken out this liquidity, even this one here, and market is just running up to the upside. Another thing I would have loved to do, let me see if there's a trend here that is perfect to take. No, I wouldn't consider this a trend, but on a 1 hour, I would consider this movement a trend. Yep, it's actually a perfect trend. Yeah, it's a perfect trend. So you already know I use this trend channel most of the time. I use it to determine my area. Yes. So you see where the top of this trend is. You see where the top is? It's around this same area of this, either the smaller order block or the bigger order block. So market might likely do this, tap on this area, which is still, it might take off this smaller order block on 1 hour, but then it's still within the mid range of the other block of 4 hours, right? It's still within that mid range of the other block of 4 hours. So it might take off that point, come here, then reverse down all the way to this point. You get, it might do, this might be the situation, but like the market is, we just, all we do is analyze the markets. Whenever the market start moving, then we will now follow the market, right? We're not, we're not, we're not chasing after the market. Or we're not chasing after the market. We are letting the market come to us. Yeah. So that aside, now let's go. This one, I've saved this one. So we'll come back to it. I think I should leave it on the 4 hours. Yeah, I'll leave it on the 4 hours. Yeah, I'll leave it on the 4 hours. Let me save it on the 4 hours. So boom, 900 index. So keep that in mind. Let's check back on our jump 25. What do we have here? You see why I always wait for market to do its thing. I always wait for market to do its thing. So, but since market is not yet in our place, let's leave it. If the market goes, fine. If it doesn't go, fine. But if as long as it doesn't align to our structure or to our analysis, then we are not taking the trade, right? All right, next, jump 50. Yeah, I was looking at this one. Ooh, yeah, it's in the zone. Yeah, so jump 50, apparently, I think something entered my mouth. Apparently, jump 50 is still consolidated around this zone. It's consolidating around this area, right? It's a downtrend on a daily time frame. Yes, it's a downtrend. I would, I would, um, I would want to lean towards the downtrend from a daily time frame view, but then I would want it to clear off this zone first. If you see how long this candle came, let me zoom in so you see what I'm showing you. If you see how long this candle came down all the way here, but still closed above. See all the candle wicks flying all the way to this place, but it's closing above. So it means the seller's strength is becoming low and is becoming limited, right? Buyers are coming in a little by little by little and little by little. So by the time this market will move, it might actually skyrocket back to this place, back to this high here. So, but let's see what 4 hours says. Let's see what 4 hours says. Now, on 4 hours, good. Now, on 4 hours, at this point, it was bearish. You see, this low here broke through that zone, right? It broke through that zone. It was bearish, all this zone. Now it broke through it. Even came back and gave a proper break through the zone. A proper break through the zone. Now, this break was caused by this high. Originally, that's what you know, right? It was caused by this high. So in other words, we are looking at markets either reversing from here downwards or reversing from anywhere here. But markets turned and created a change of character again. You get, so the downtrend was still viable around here until this happened. As this thing happened, this became a proper change of character. I would label it a proper change of character. Now, what we have here is markets coming down to retest. We have another block here on 4 hours. We have a clean order block here on 4 hours that market is coming down to. See? So, but at this point, there is a fair value gap. That's why it's pink. There's a fair value gap around that area. I think it's on 1 hour. So, but let's check 1 hour. Let's see what we have. Right, 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 right. So it has taken out this liquidity. There's a high here that was broken off. There's another high here that was broken off. Let me just shift it forward. Yeah. There was a high here that was broken off. So now market has taken off. This is the fair value gap. This is the fair value gap on 1 hour. Market is in the fair value gap now on 1 hour. So if I see a structure in this 1 hour, possibly a reversal candlestick pattern in this 1 hour that tells me to buy, you get a bearish, it could be a bearish engulfing, a bullish engulfing, it could be a morning star, it could be a tweezer bottom, it could be any of those this thing, right? Harami and co, right? So I would likely take it to buy the market once I see it close. But then it has to close. One of my rule is my entry rules is it has to close above this fair value gap area. So if we are having something like this, let's say this one now, this particular pair now, this particular candle now might close here or come back to form like a doji, how what do they call it again? An indecision candle, right? Doji. Then the next one will now form a proper morning star. Excuse me, closing above here, right? So that's a confirmation for me. But if this one goes further to close here, I'm not touching it until I see a proper close above now. Then I'll look for, if possible, if I don't see a candlestick, I might wait for like a cool structure that shows like a break of structure above this area, right? A break of structure or change of character above this area. So that will now call for my entry. So I could also look out for 15 minutes time frame. Yep. I could also look out for 15 minutes time frame. Oh, shit. Yep. So on 15 minutes time frame, the closest order block here is this last one, which is like on the low of that fair value gap. So like it's like on the low of the fair value gap here. So well, let's see what happens. I am not going to like make a decision at the moment because then it hasn't completed my confirmations. So jump 50 is there as well. So all this trade takes notes of all these trades. Let's go back to 25 and see what we have on 25. Wait. I need to go back to that 50. Sorry. I need to go back to 50. Let me put it on 1 hour. I want to watch it from a 1 hour perspective. Yep. Hmm? I want to save it on 1 hour so I know what I'm looking at. Save. Yeah. So 25. Do we have anything yet on 25? Not yet. Okay. Let's go to 75. We have two more trade. Ooh, what's this? What's this? Okay. Now I see what happened here. Okay, I see what happened here. I think my this is 15 minutes. Let me see what my bias was. Oh, okay. It's on the low of this point. So I should be looking at buys, right? Yeah, I should be looking at buys. I don't know what I was looking for, but I should be looking at buys because it's on the low there. Okay, at this point on 4 hours, okay, it was still bearish because it took out this low here. Yeah, it was still bearish. So the most reasonable place to like look for a pair now is around this area to look for an entry to sell the markets around this area. So I guess market is still like dancing around this area. It's trying to consolidate. So for me to take this market seriously from 4 hours, it has to do like a break of this high and possibly come back to look for entry along that line or even maybe here then for taking it. So my entry will now be somewhere around this point here, right? If it does that, if not, I'll have to look for trade going back, going down. I'll have to look for opportunities downward. So, but for now, it's still consolidated around this area. So, but if you look at it on a 1 hour, on a 4 hours is bearish. So I think that was why I was looking out for this point. Yeah, that was why I was looking out for that point there. Yeah, that's why I was looking out for that point. But at this point, market is here. Oh, still bearish, kinda. It's still bearish. But let's see, Sha. I don't think I'll take this market seriously at the moment for now. Yeah, I don't think I would, although there's a high that has been broken here. So it might come back and retest on this other block here, this little other block. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, it might come back and retest on this little other block here to take the buy. Because on a daily, we already have a buy bias, right? It was on the 4 hours that we still see that it's consolidating around this zone here. Yeah, around that zone, we have a consolidation. So, but if we were to buy this market, we have to wait for it to come here before we buy, right? Because there was a break of structure here or change of character, whatever they call it. Yep. So, because there was a break here. So, let's see. If we're to buy this market, I will be looking for this market at this area of the chart. I'll be looking for this market to buy it at this area of the chart. If it doesn't come here, then I'll just wait for it to. And if it still sells below this point, then fine, let it sell off and I'll change bias. I'll be flexible. So one of the things you have to also learn is flexibility in the market. You have to learn flexibility in the market because if you're having the mindset of a sell and market starts buying, you don't just quit, but you just have to be flexible and change your bias and start thinking the other way the market is going. Because market don't care about your analysis actually, and that's the truth. Market actually don't care about your analysis. So let's leave this jump 75 at this point and beware of jump pairs. They can freakishly jump. I think I said that in one of my last video. I think so. I entered a trade one time and I went to bed. By the time I woke up, I it hit my stop. Yeah. But then the stop that I set was about like $500. But then it took me out on $850. I was like, why would this jump pair do this? I mean, my stop, I set it to $500. That's what I'm comfortable losing. But then it gave me up to 850. It took out up to 850. So what happened was the point where my stop was, market just jumped below that point and opened somewhere else. Again, because it was below that point, the massive jump happened like that because it was below that point. I think the broker took me out late. Yeah, he took me out late. So, and that was how my market. So just be careful of jumpers. It's better you're on the right direction so that if it's jumping towards the direction you set it. So it could be favorable. It can also not be favorable. So just beware, right? Let's take a look at these other pairs again. This one is really, really, I think this one is really, really pushing. Wow. So, well, we could see a push here to break downwards. It's possible. Well, I am not certain for now. I'm not certain for now because that's that push that I'm looking for. This, what do you call it? This fair value gap. It's not. It's a. It's a 4 hours fair value gap. So before you see that push happen, it's like in 4 hours time before you can enter it. Because if it happens now and close below here, I'll be looking to enter it from the next 4 hours. So, but then we're looking at this thing from 1 hour view. This is likely what you should be looking for. Let's see, Sha. But I feel before this market will do anything here, if it's going to reverse from this fair value gap, it should do something like this, then break off. So give me like a low, then break off and close below this point. Right, close below this point. Then that will be perfect for my entry because I'll have an entry position, I'll have a stop loss area, and I'll ride with the market, right? So market has to give you all these values. That's to give you your stop loss, that's to give you your entry, right? Then you now have to be taking a conservative take profits. Most times you can trail your stop and leave your take profit open. If you're sure the market is going to run for long, just trail your stop. I'll talk about what trailing stop means. So follow my Instagram page. I do more of um, educational videos in Instagram where I get to explain all these things, right? So it's Josh underscore FX Pro, right? So just follow my Instagram page and watch some of those videos there, right? So let's check the next one. You see how I'm interchanging charts because I don't want to miss these trades. I don't want to miss them. Yeah, I don't want to miss the trades. So, but let's see. This one now, see what's happening. Let's check 50 again. What do we have on 50? See, 50 is at the zone. It's at the support zone, the buy zone. It's at that buy zone. And has it tapped in on my fair value on my other block? I think that other block was the one of, yeah, it was the one of daily time frame. No, 4 hours time frame rather. So it has tapped my end, my beginning, the first line of the other block. It has tapped it. But let's see what happens though. Let's just keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. You know that song, right? So um let's see. What do we have here? What do we have here? What do we have here? Okay. So The next 1 hour that will be like by what time? By 10. Yeah. So still have 1 hour to to wait for that trade to possibly give us an entry. Jump 50 is not yet ready. We'll just check jump 75, right? Yeah, we'll just check jump 75. It's still making shakara. Yeah, it's still making shakara. So it's still making shakara. All right, so let's check the next step 100. Yep. Okay, so step 100, I saw it. This is like a daily time range, a daily trading range. If you look at this point, so markets did all this push, broke off all these areas, right? It's been bearish for a long time. I think this is even a good place to put my trend line. Yep, it's a good place to put my trend line. Okay, I think I'll start it off from here. I'll also talk on how I place these trend lines. I'll also talk about it as well. So, like I said, just follow my Instagram. You get most of these educative videos or educational videos there. All right. So follow my Instagram. Let's deal. Let's deal. So the way I'm looking at this thing now for step 100 index, this is 1 day daily time frame. So already it has set a range. So this is daily trading range. It has set a range between all these points. And if you look closely to where this price is at the moment, right? If you look closely to where this price is at the moment, it's close to this middle range, this mid-level trading range. That's like the middle support and resistance. Because if you understand support and resistance very well, you can also check my videos. You would see some of those materials there. So if you understand support and resistance very well, you would understand that there is a this is a diagonal resistance and this is a diagonal support. So the mid range is also like a support stroke resistance depending on where the price is. If the price is above, the mid range is support, while the top one is resistance. If price is below, the mid range is resistance. Right, top one is. So if you notice how, I think I've explained this before, but go through my videos, you will see. So if you notice how you see here, there's market broke down here. Use this as a resistance to push down. Came up, broke up, use this as a support to push up. So like that, market has been like interacting with the middle range. See all the interactions to come here, make a like a consolidated price, then push up again because it's still above the point. So at this point, I am waiting for this market to do a push down to anywhere around here. There's another block there that I already set. You get so let's see 4 hours. So we're in the range at the moment. So if you look at 4 hours, this was where I put the zone that I was trading, the zone, yeah, zone area that I was trading. So all these things here could be what you're seeing here now could be a form of liquidity. We have two types of liquidity. We have trend line liquidity or trending, how do they call it? Trending liquidity. And we have, uh, what do you call it? We have same level liquidity or what do you call it? Yeah, same level liquidity. So this could be as a form of liquidity to take out this market from here. A lot of people will be buying at that point. Let me just put that. So a lot of people will be buying at that point. Will be buying here, buying here. So market is just creating liquidity. So it might strike down and clear everybody, tap on this other block that is close to this resistance and close to this middle line and just go. You get just tap here and just get out of that place. So it's possible. But let's see though. I'll just leave this like this. But my main aim is to come here and enter somewhere around here. My entry point is around this area here. If it gets down below this point, then there's another other block here that I'm expecting market to touch. You get, if it gets down below this point, there's another block here I'm expecting to touch. So that's why I left it there. So, but for now, we are just watching. This pair is not ready today or maybe tonight, but by tomorrow we should, because it's only 4 hours. So by tomorrow we should look at it again. Is there any other one? Yeah. Step 500. Step 500 is perfect. Woo. Okay, this trade. Okay, I'll do this trade. I think I did this trade. Yeah, I did this trade. This was one of the trades I did. I didn't do the analysis because I didn't see it in time. But then I didn't see it in time to do it. But then I later did the analysis of video. I did the analysis of video. I didn't post that, but I showed what my outcome is because my entry is here, right? I showed what my outcome is. So I'll do it in a recap video. When you check recap video, look out for when I explained this trade, this particular trade. Look out for when I explained this particular trade. Step index 500, right? So it's going to be there. All right. That's all for now, but let's take a recap on our trades. What we are expecting on this one, yeah, it's a sell because it's bullish at the moment, but we're waiting for it to tap on either here, the 4 hours order block, which is this transparent one now, or the 1 hour order block, which is this one, because right now it's actually in the fair value gap of 4 hours. So let's see what happens. I'll follow through, but I want you guys to also follow through. Don't miss out on any of this trade, please. It's money piling up. So if you catch one, that could be all for you. All right, the next one is jump 25. Jump 25 is here. We're waiting for price to come up to this point, then reverse. Then the next one is jump 50. Like I said, beware of jump pairs. Beware of jump pairs. This is, you see this trade, you see this jump 50 and boom 900. You know, they kind of look alike, like they are almost ready. You see, this one is in the zone of our interest, is in our area of interest, right? And also this one, and also boom 900 is in the area of our interest. Jump 50 is also in the area of our interest. If you look at it, so it's also in the area of our interest here. So for this thing to do like this, the fair value gap is already not valid, right? It's already not valid. So I'm not taking the fair value gap now. I'll only wait to see if market could be heading for this order block here is a 4 hours order block. So market could be heading for this order block here, a 1 hour order block. To place that order block very well. Sorry, I'm having a bit of cold. Yep. So yeah, market could be heading for these other block. So I would make this one a bit transparent because it's 4 hours. So we know what we are where market comes to, we know what we are expecting. So there's another block here. Yep. Yeah. So market could come test this and shoot back up, but we don't know that at the moment. Don't know that. So let's just wait and see what happens. So jump 50, boom 900, they are in the zone. They are in our zone, currently in our zone. So let's just be eyes open, everybody eyes open, and let's see if we can take this trade. But not now. This trade is going to play out, but not now. All right. Next, jump 75. Like I said, be careful of jumps. I keep saying this thing, be careful of jump trades. So our area of interest is here. I don't know what it's doing down there, this area. Okay. So well, I'm not interested if it doesn't come down to this point. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. So well, yeah. So I've done a recap of this pair. Step 100, do we have something? Yeah, we do, but not yet. Step 500. Okay, that's the one I said we did before. Okay, so for now, nothing else. Guys, have a good night or have a good day. However, your time, where you are, the time frame is. So the time is in that your area. So for now, Josh FX signing out. Just look out for these trades. Whenever they play out, I'll also come back for a recap of how they played out, just like I always do, right? If he hit stop, I'll still tell you that he hit stop. All right, so um, see you guys later. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye bye.